I think the role of a teacher in an effective teacher-student conference changes depending upon where the piece is. But regardless, I think the first thing the teacher has to do, wherever they are, is to listen and to try to understand what is the child's next step. You're looking at their paper, you're realizing that there are several things that aren't working, but what's the teachable point? What's the point at which you think that child is almost there? If I raise it now, if I bring it up now, I can help him or her take that next step.
The most important questions about why did you make that choice? Why did you make that decision? And that's for any of the revision strategies, whether it's a lead, whether it's a Spanglish, whether it's pop out words. Why? What made you do that? And I think that sometimes we miss those moments. We miss the question. That question is going to get us to understand them, to understand their writing, and to understand why they've made the choices that they've made. Tell me why you want to meet with me today.
I wanted to see if I could keep it. I'm in a team called the Devil Days. I want to see if I can keep it like the draft where I have it right now. Because for some reason it's hard for me to get something to like describe or something like that.
So what you want is you want to get a lead that describes?
Something like a describe and a dialogue.
Okay, so go ahead and read the piece to me. Let's see. But I want you to read is this, you're showing me both drafts. Mm-hmm. Is one for me and one for you?
I forgot one even though.
Okay, just read the whole thing to me and I'm just going to listen to it.
I used to be in a team called the Devil Race in the summer of 2005. I was the only girl in the team. The coach would call me Michael because I was the only girl he had in his whole entire time that he was with them.
I like to have them read it because it gives me a few seconds to think about what I'm going to do or how I'm going to help her. I start thinking about books that I've seen descriptive leads, and so as she's reading it, I'm kind of listening to the story, but also thinking, what's my resource? Where do I want to send her? What do I want to do?
When that passed, one of the boys said, "Martina, it looked like you were kissing the back catcher," my mom said. But I weren't. We weren't, I said.
Okay, so your dilemma is you want to start with a description. Tell me, where in this writing piece do you think you did a really good job of describing something?
How my mom was excited.
Okay, read it to me. That particular part, read it to me.
Martina, it looked like you were kissing the back catcher.
Okay, I want you to imagine, okay, just close your eyes, imagine taking that sentence and putting that right at the beginning. What would the story sound like from there on?
It would sound like I was telling it from the back end to the front.
Okay. But would you still have a description there? Would that be a description, starting with a lead with a description of something? I mean, you felt that this was a really good description, right? I mean, the only thing is it also starts with dialogue, okay? Now, where's another place that you have a really good description? Read me the part where you feel that you have.
It was my turn to bat. They hit me on my shoulder. I walked to first, stole second, third, and home. But I ran my fastest, touched base, then the back catcher put his knee in the way.
Okay. Can you imagine starting with that line? You want to try that? Okay, you can either try this one or you can try your mom saying that looked like you were kissing the what?
Back catcher.
The bat catcher. or you might find another part that you might want to try in the front. Okay.
I got like a dialogue. Telling talking to like my brother or Jose or Javier or Eduardo.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And tell me what that would say though as a lead.
I could say it to my mom. Mom, remember the day that we won that game because of me?
Okay.
And then I could start using like I used to be in a team called the Devil Rays.
Okay, and then you could go from and then you could go from there. Tell me about the Devil Rays. Do you guys have a uniform?
Yeah.
Tell me about the uniform.
I can't remember.
Okay.
I think Jose was wearing it one day. The shirt.
Jose Pereira? Jose
Mora.
Oh, okay. If you don't remember, that's okay. Because I was just thinking, I kind of wondered what your whole team looked like as you were lined up, ready to play, or what you looked like in the dugout.
I got a picture.
Oh, really?
Picture. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's in my backpack.
Oh, really? You want to get it?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about something that happened while you were getting ready to take this picture.
Well, when we were doing this, we had to they told us to all come out, after the game. They told us to bring our gloves up with us, our hats, put everything on, like our uniform. Mm-hmm. But we didn't grab the bats that we had, or the bags. We left them right there in the dugout when they told us to bring it out like a team. Mm-hmm. And our coach told us where to go, and they put all mostly all the short ones on the bottom.
Okay, so think about what you just talked about. How you put, what did you say, your helmet, you put on your gloves.
Not the helmet.
Oh, not the helmet. Oh, that's right, because that's only for batting. So the glove, and then you had the bats, and
well,
I want you to think about what you just told me. Would you say that that's a description? When you're saying I would put the gloves, we got the bat, we had our uniforms. Is that a description? Is that telling me what everything looks like? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but not necessarily say then we took the picture. Instead of saying then we took the picture, you could go right into what happened. And where's your story? Where is where is your actual story in this piece?
How when they hit me when it was my turn to bat, and how I won the game for us because we were tied at 10-10 at the last inning, and that was the end of the game. We had to go make one more run-in. It was my turn to bat, and I was afraid that we were gonna lose, and everybody was cheering me on. And then I told them be quiet because if they don't, I won't be able to hit or go walk into first base. And
I think that's a place where I felt like I did my job right there, where I stopped talking and it was all about her. What she had to say, how she felt about it. You could tell it in her face. You could tell it in her mannerism. You could tell, she was just so excited about it. And how could I not be excited for her? And the more she talked, the more I wanted to listen. And I was thinking, okay, we need to finish, but I couldn't stop her because it's there. I mean, you buy into it. She literally, I felt she drew me in, and she had me captured with her story.
And then when they were trying to get me,
No, I was looking to see where you said that you were leading off. So I was thinking about it.
I didn't put it in.
Oh.
And then I flipped over and my butt was there, to that way, to the back catcher. And instead of them hitting me on the back, they hit me right in my head. And the ball went flying to the outfielders.
And where was that?
I forgot to put it. Somewhere to the outfielders, probably this much behind the second baseman. I ran to third, and then the pitcher got the ball and he started pitching it, and the back catcher missed it, and it went back, and I ran the fastest I could, and I touched base. The back catcher put like this much close to after the base. I was slowing down. The back catcher put his knee, and on the way, I tripped over his knee, and he was like this, holding my hand so that he couldn't get that close to each other,
And so, Michelle, when you go back to work on this, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna try to put like more details in it,
No, I don't understand that details. What do you mean by that?
like putting like what I did and how the back catcher and me were.
Yeah. So that now I understand what you're going to work on. And what do you think your lead might look like? Where do you think your lead might be? Because do you have to start at the beginning of what was happening? Do you have to start there? No. Where could you start? Like you said earlier.
Like I don't think it's in my story now, but I had in my head that how me and the back catcher were staying still, and then say before I tell you that right moment, I'm gonna tell you who we had on the team and if I was the only.
But remember, you wanted to work on a description though. So where would your description? Where could you get your description from? So do you always have to start at the beginning, what happened at the beginning of your event, or could you start with the end and then work from the end forward?
I can work from the end forward.
Or backwards, or I'm not sure what that is.
In the middle.
In the middle or whatever. Okay, so what do you think? You ready? Okay.
Did you enjoy your time with your family? Okay, I would add that as...
When a conference really does go well is when you sit down next to a writer and you sort of bring what you know about that writer to the table. That writer can articulate for you where they are in the process. And see, that's a learned thing. Children don't just do that right away. They have to learn to articulate where they are in the process. And I think the main way they learn it is by being asked over and over and over again, tell me what you're working on right now and how did you get here? Where are you?